Have you ever wondered what really happens to Social Security after a spouse passes away? Most people think the monthly checks simply continue, but that's one of the biggest and most expensive misconceptions. A single misunderstanding could leave you with far less income than you expected during one of the hardest times of your life. Here's what every family should know before making a decision. Social Security isn't just a retirement program. It's also designed to protect families. After someone who paid Social Security taxes passes away, certain family members, including spouses, divorced spouses, children, and in some cases dependent parents, may qualify for survivor benefits. But that doesn't mean every check keeps coming the same way. Imagine a couple receiving $3,300 a month in Social Security. One spouse gets $2,200. The other receives $1,100. If the spouse with the larger benefit passes away, the surviving spouse may qualify to receive the larger benefit. But here's the catch. The smaller check usually doesn't continue. Instead of two payments, the household often ends up with just one. That sudden drop in income catches many families off guard. And that's a major problem because everyday expenses don't disappear. Housing, utilities, insurance, transportation, groceries, and medical bills still need to be paid. While some costs may decrease, they rarely get cut in half. That's why survivor benefits are so important, but they're not a full replacement for the income a couple once had. So who qualifies? In general, surviving spouses can claim benefits starting at age 60, or as early as 50 if they're disabled. The marriage usually must have lasted at least 9 months before the spouse passed away, although there are exceptions. If you're caring for the deceased worker's child, different rules may apply. Divorced spouses shouldn't assume they're excluded either. If the marriage lasted at least 10 years and other requirements are met, you may still qualify, and your claim generally doesn't reduce benefits for other survivors. The amount you'll receive depends on several factors, including your age when you claim. Claiming survivor benefits early usually means accepting a permanently reduced monthly payment. Waiting until your survivor full retirement age, typically between 66 and 67 depending on your birth year, can allow you to receive up to 100% of your late spouse's benefit. Of course, not everyone can afford to wait, especially if bills need to be paid right away. Things become even more complicated if you're eligible for both your own retirement benefit and a survivor benefit. Most people don't receive both full checks added together. Instead, Social Security generally pays whichever benefit is higher. However, there's an important strategy many people overlook. Some survivors can claim one benefit first and switch to the other later if it results in a larger lifetime payout. That's why it's so important to ask Social Security about every option before filing a claim. For couples who are still planning for retirement, here's something worth remembering. The higher-earning spouse's claiming decision doesn't just affect their own retirement income. It can also affect what the surviving spouse receives years later. Delaying benefits may provide greater financial protection for the surviving spouse if the unexpected happens. There's also a small benefit many people have heard about: the one-time $255 Social Security death payment. Certain eligible spouses, or in some cases children, may qualify. It's not a funeral benefit, and it won't cover burial costs, but you do need to apply within 2 years. Another mistake families make involves the final Social Security payment. Benefits aren't payable for the month a person dies. Because Social Security pays benefits 1 month behind, A payment that arrives after death may actually need to be returned. Before spending any money deposited after a loved one's passing, contact Social Security or your bank to avoid creating an overpayment problem. When you're ready to apply, Social Security recommends calling or visiting your local office. Be prepared to provide documents like the death certificate, marriage certificate, birth records, Social Security numbers, and, if applicable, divorce paperwork. Having everything ready can make the process much smoother. Before making any decisions, ask yourself a few key questions. How much would I receive if I claim today? How much would I receive if I wait? Can I claim survivor benefits first and switch to my own retirement later, or the other way around? Those answers could make a significant difference in your long-term income. The biggest takeaway is simple. After a spouse passes away, 2 Social Security checks often become one, and understanding that rule can completely change your financial plan. If you're facing this situation, don't rush the decision. Take it one step at a time, explore every option, and make sure you understand the benefits available before you file. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more easy-to-understand financial guides, and share this video with someone who may need this information. If you have questions or personal experiences with Social Security survivor benefits, leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you.